Thought I went live. There we go. All right. What's up, guys? We're here. Summer League basketball is here. Pelicans start Summer League on Saturday, so we're going to get into the show. Before that, presented to you by DraftKings and Company Burger. Company Burger located at 4600 Ferret Street. Wow. I'm excited to get into it. Before we got to play the video, but we're going to be joined with Liddell, 5, and Chaz. So make sure, if you're in the chat right now, you got any questions for us, make sure to put it in the chat. We'll bring it up. So let's get going.
First took away. That's for this. Get your money's worth out.
All right. Well, Chaz, 5, Liddell, you got, as 5 was saying, you got a certain glow to you, I guess, ever since coming back from Italy, man.
Yeah.
You look great. It's always good to see you.
Thank you, man.
Definitely repping. I got a shout out to my guy, Devin Stowe, repping out RB&R Day. Chaz joining the show today. And, of course, 5. 5, let's get right into it. We're going to go with you first. Summer League. So Summer League's, it's always a good thing. You want to see the young guys get some run. Quite interested to see Jose Alvarado and Trey Murphy if they even play 2 games. Who are you looking forward to the most, though, on the Summer League Pelicans roster?
I know this might sound crazy.
Nope.
I really want to see Trey Murphy. I understand. I want to see the transition from, okay, you keep the sustainability going, the energy that you had at the end of last season, the thing that we didn't see from Kira last year, we thought was going to happen. Can we see that from Trey? I think we will. I think he had a great summer league last year, and I think he'll add on to that. And then the younger guys, the draftees, Dyson for sure. There's a couple people that I really want to see who even just around the league. I hope when we get out there next week, it'll be a sight to see them in person, actually see them and walk around Vegas.
Can I say one name, 5? I'm actually interested in seeing. It's Harper, Jared Harper. I really want to see him. I've heard some good things, man. Coach Collins talked about him a lot. Some other assistant coaches talked about him a lot. Listen, he's a guy we watched him play. He can score. He can score. He can score.
When we went to the game and Justin brought me courtside and I airball from whatever. Bro, Jared Harper threw a left-handed pass to the corner through traffic. To this day, I still don't know how he got it there. I do not know how he got it through this window because Garrett Temple was not where he was supposed to be. He just ended up there, and he made a 3. Thank God, Garrett Temple. But I'm saying, still don't know how Jared Harper made this pass.
Lido, I mean, we've heard some good things about Harper. Who you most excited to see? 5. I agree with Trey Murphy though. I think Trey, he needs to take over summer league. Like you need to see that 30-point game is what you're kind of saying. But Lido, go ahead.
I think the guy that I'm most excited to see is Seaburn. Like I think he's gonna shock a lot of people with how well he gets to the rim. Like his Euro is incredible, man. He's a guy. He instinctually just getting to the goal. It's second nature to him.
Okay, I like that. Chaz, go ahead, bro.
Sebring.
Wow, I can't believe. Okay, so no we can't even say EJ Liddell.
See, I wanted to be diverse. These guys want to take Sebring.
Chaz, I'm sorry, I didn't let Chaz explain. Go ahead.
Well, EJ. When I look at EJ's film, I kind of have a certain expectation of him. Like I kind of know what to see. With Dyson, I mean, I'm not gonna take too much away from Summer League, honestly. With him, I need to see him in live. When the rounds are live, and I don't want to get married to Dyson Pauls because he might not be around on this team. If things,
Hey, Chaz, let's talk about that. He still hasn't signed. Listen, I know we got spaces in about 45 minutes to clear up a lot of shit, but Dyson Daniels still hasn't signed, Chaz.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I'm not playing. I'm not touching the basketball until y'all give me my money. But it's a lot. That could be a lot of things at play with that, right? But just to answer the original question, Sebring, when you watch this guy's film, I see an unstoppable force at guard and wing. This dude looks explosive, and I would like to see how he plays against NBA caliber players. Like if he can keep this same explosiveness, same attack mentality, I think that's more of a guy that you can use when the game slows down a bit, or even out in transition. He's just a 21st century athlete. And that's what I'm like, oh yeah, I like him. I like this guy.
Not Joe Lewis.
That's
Yeah,
kind
not Joe Lewis.
That's kind of the reason. That's kind of the reason for me too. I mean, I think he's 6'5", a 6'5" point guard. You know what I'm saying? Another one of those guys who is used to having a ball in his hands, can't create off the dribble. I think the thing, like, I didn't pick Dyson and I didn't pick EJ because I feel like a lot of people, like, EJ was in a tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like, EJ's played college basketball for a number of years. Like, he has a body of work. I feel like more people may not be familiar with Seamer, and I feel like Dyson is a high pick, so people probably watch film on him. They probably like,
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Listen, I'm big into EJ Liddell. Even when we drafted him, pause or whatever y'all fucking do. I don't even know if that was even.
No, that was
whatever. Now it's in my head. I'm so mentally fucked now. But no, I like EJ Liddell. I like his build. We talked about him a little bit. I don't like comparing players. I know Liddell likes to do that a lot, which is fine. But a little Draymond in him. He high IQ guy. I think he can shoot a little better than Draymond. But I was standing next to him. I was standing next to him at practice, man. Like, one of the guys even said, like, he's built like a linebacker. Like, he is strong, like country strong. And I think he's gonna turn some heads, and he's gonna make a lot of teams upset that they actually passed him.
What's the guy that used to play for the Warriors? Eric Pascal? Yeah, that's who reminds build wise, right? Build wise, he has a jumper-esque like him, not with the herky jerky motion that Eric has, but that's who he reminds me of in my head. But really good passer.
I agree, Chaz. Like Liddell. We talked about Trey Murphy. What are you expecting to see from Jose Alvarado? Do you think he goes more than 2 games? Does he have anything to really prove? Like, I feel like he's slotted at the backup point guard position. What do you see him getting out of this run here in Summer League?
I mean, personally, with Jose, I think he's in more of a unique situation than Trey, because I feel like he did play like a lot more than Trey. I don't really see a point in him playing in Summer League. I'm not a person who likes to see guys play unnecessary games, especially you look at the spell he just had playing for the national team. I'm like, dude, if you go out there and God forbid you get a significant injury, that's gonna fuck everything up. Like, it's gonna be a domino effect. And it's just like, is it really necessary? Najee's playing for his life every season. So I understand that. But with Jose, I'm like, you don't really have to do that. Like, you solidify more or less, like,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, you want to see Lido, you want to see just Dyson play. I mean, is there anybody else we're really missing out here, or who you're I'm looking at Ross right now. Ross is joining the stream. Ross, you're only 20 minutes late, but welcome to the show, Ross Thibodeau. Ross, now we have you in here. Who are you most excited to see? Who are you most excited to see in Vegas?
Oh, Dyson, easy. I mean, the other guys we've seen. What is that? Is that a lame answer?
No, well, you would get called lame by everybody else, but go ahead.
No,
you're the first person to say Dyson.
Well, I mean, it's like, who is everybody else excited to see? Most of the guys there we've already seen, right? And I mean, I'll tell you this much: if that's fine. If you want to call that lame, I'm actually super excited to see the center we drafted in the second round.
I like Carlos.
The hype videos of that guy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Carlos. Nice.
I'm pretty jacked up about that dude.
Okay, that's fine. 5. Let's get back to your original point about Trey, because I do want to talk about this. This is where I get a little nervous with like all of our excitement. I have a little PTSD. We got really excited about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I mean, we were talking out of our ass like this guy's the next coming of whoever. With Trey, do you think that we're building up a lot, like, and expecting a lot, or do you think he takes that next step?
No, because we're not asking him to do anything he hasn't shown us. I mean,
okay,
catch and shoot, play defense, bro. Like, that's what we want to see. Now, if you try to do something else outside of that in Summer League, bro, go ahead. We're not tripping off that. As long as you continue to do what you're supposed to do as a 3-and-D guy, rebound the ball, be more aggressive, be a vocal leader, because that's what they've been saying in camp. He's more vocal, right? Leading this squad, right? Like, so I hope to see that. Being able to understand things. This is your second year in Willie Green's system. Guys, we got a system for the second year in a row. This doesn't happen too often. Like these are, for this team. Like we don't continue on. So I want to see the progression in him. If it's 1 or 2 games, I'm cool with that. And then we get to see everybody else who the point y'all were talking about Jose. We watched Josh Giddey play the other night. Like that's a prerequisite. If Josh Giddey played, I probably gonna see Jose at least once. See him out there if he's coming off playing off his national team. You don't want to put him in too much fire. Put him out there one time, let him run the offense, and get him out of there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't think they're gonna get like major minutes, but Chaz, let's talk more about Trey, because I think Trey, we'll go Liddell and then Ross, because Trey's a very important piece to this team. Not only from the shooting perspective, but I think rebounding, he's really good. I think he's going to be a great bench scorer. What are you looking for with Trey Murphy?
Man, to echo File's point, honestly, I'm looking to see more of his scoring with the ball in his hand. Well, his dribble penetration, him attacking the rim, handle, things of that nature. That was me, by the way. I'm just looking to see if his handle has improved. Because if his handle has improved, I mean, it's one season, but if his handle has improved, like it starts to change his ceiling. You know what I mean? He can create more off the dribble. As far as him in the clutch, him as a shooter, him as a rebounder, I'm pretty confident in who he is at right now. I just think if that handle's improved, I mean, you're talking about a guy who could potentially, you can make an argument for him starting after next season. It's a real argument to be had, but I'm just looking for the handle.
Yeah.
Lita, I thought you were about to go.
Oh, my fault. Yeah. Nah. So to answer your question, like the Najee Trey comparisons, it's like really not even a comparison, because like Nikhil kind of not Najee, Nikhil. Nikhil kind of came in playing over his head. He came in a lot of razzle, you know what I'm saying? A lot of razzle dazzle, while Trey's game is really simple. It's catch and shoot, it's play defense, it's rebound, it's put back, dunks, you know what I'm saying? He's not doing anything that he can't do on a normal basis. Like that, right. It's not hard to be consistent with that. When Nikhil is sidestep 3-pointers and you know what I'm saying, the rest of that shit is really difficult, especially if you don't have. He never really found his footing offensively to get into that kind of rhythm, right?
Right.
So I think what Chaz and Five was saying about that is the next step for Trey though to handle, and I do think that he has been working on that this offseason, and that honestly does change his ceiling for real.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Ross. He's come out with some videos of him coming off, ball handling. He looks a little bigger. And as Steven just pointed out right here, I think he's up to 6'10", which I think is actually like he continues to grow. What are you looking for out of Trey Murphy in a game or two?
Yeah, I hate to go not total opposite, but I don't know that I want to see him doing a lot of ball handling, like, because I just don't see that as his game long term. If anything, the stuff I'm going to be looking for is, has he gotten more creative off the ball? I mean, last year a lot of his stuff was either random putbacks, but mostly it was just spot up threes, right? Just out there spreading the floor. And hey, power to him. That's what we drafted him for. Stand out there, knock down threes. We know he can do that. I just want to see just like the ever so slight progression off of that, right? Like, what can we do off the ball? Think about guys like Klay Thompson, some of these other guys that are just winding their way through the pick after pick after pick
JJ.
To get that shot off. Great example. I mean, he shot 45% from deep after the All-Star break, and a lot of that was set shots. I would love to see what happens if we kind of take the next, like, what's the next step in that progression is coming off more screens, coming off more pin downs, things like that to get himself free. Some of that is outside of the offense. Some of that is just you being creative and seeing something, running the baseline, getting open. So I think I'm more curious of how because he's never going to, let's be honest, for the Pelicans, he's never going to be a guy that is initiating the offense. Like, I don't see him ever playing a lot of one-on-one. I don't see us going to him at the end of shot clocks. Like, that's stuff that Ingram is going to do. That stuff Zion's going to do. Yeah, look, if he wants to work on some of that, that's great. It's a nice, useful tool for him to have as part of his game. But I'm really looking for what he's going to do off the ball. Is he going to be more creative? Is he going to be more energetic to get himself more open looks?
Yeah, that's a hell of a point there. You know, Five, we've talked about. Let's pivot a little bit more to Dyson, who we haven't really talked about much. You know, Jack says, how would you list Dyson if he's a really 3-point shooter? And I know there's some stats out there where like the last 10 games or so, he shot over 40% from deep, and those are good numbers. Are you expecting Dyson to really be a 3-point shooter this year? Because I'm not.
Hell no. I don't expect that from him. No,
Right.
brother.
More
gotta,
creativity, but go ahead.
Yeah, we got enough. Let me see. We have people to shoot the ball. I need you to get them the ball so they don't have to dribble it. Like, that's what I kind of need from you. Can you get to the rim and can use your floater? Sorry if you hear my son in the background. He's tripping right now. But like, I expect him to be able to create off the dribble. And to go back to Trey, I'm not expecting him to initiate offense. It's really the progression of pump fake, because he's a shooter. You got to be able to put it on the ground, get to the pull up, or get to the rim.
That's fair.
That's the dribbling I want to see from Connor. Yeah, man. So don't have kids, man. Pull out.
Lita, how are you gonna follow that one? That was impressive there. Go. That was incredible.
Good point with don't have kids and pull out. I don't know if I got anything. I don't know if I got anything for that, man. No, but that honestly, that is when I say we're gonna dribble too, that's what I mean. I don't want him like initiating the offense, because I don't want to take the ball out of BI, CJ, or Zion's hands, but like if he's I guess in a corner or something like that, and somebody's running towards him and he can pump it and just go get a layup, or he's 6'10" now from everybody I'm reading. That kind of was funny as hell, man. I'm sorry.
That's a moment to go down probably Pro Pels talk history. But Chaz, with Dyson, you've watched. I love your takes. You've watched a lot of film on Dyson. Are you sold that he can be a contributor this year for the Pelicans?
In a general sense, I'm sure he can contribute something. It's just I'll say this. I think Dyson does have some upside. I do think he has some physical tools where he can contribute something. I'm a person who hopes that he doesn't have to play. It would be cool if he plays, but I don't want him to have to play. You know what I'm saying? I hope we aren't looking to Dyson to contribute on the second unit. Because if we're looking to Dyson to contribute on the second unit, then that's an issue.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. When you say contribute, do you mean like so I guess like because he can contribute like initially rebounding, right?
Yeah.
Getting to the paint and
Defending.
Yeah, like do you defending, like when you say contributing, do you mean like having the helm of the offense type shit?
No, well, I mean, like, I feel like if Dyson is seeing significant minutes on the floor with the second unit, either one or two things has happened, right? Well, one of three. Either he's so good you can't keep him off the floor, somebody's hurt, or you suck. So 2 out of 3 of those things are bad. So if I even have to really see him on the floor, like I'm gonna think something's wrong. Like this thing go right.
Ross, go ahead.
No, I think he just nailed it with that last point. I do expect him to play, right? Because I think if you saw anything last year, the guys that can defend, Willie's going to find minutes for him.
Right.
But to his point, to Chaz's point just then, like it's just a long NBA season. Someone's going to get hurt. Like at some point, somebody's going to miss 2 weeks. Somebody's going to miss 3 weeks. Like it just happens. I think at that point, that's where you see somebody like Dyson start to get some minutes, and then you'll really see what he can do. But he's got if he's going to get minutes early on, he's got his work cut out for him. I mean, it's a roster chock full of guys with NBA experience that had a lot of success last year and is sort of part of the program at this point. It's a good situation to be in, but I don't know that he's going to contribute a lot early. But I do expect him to play some. Somebody's going to get hurt. This is going to happen.
Liddell, let's change gears here. Once again, presented to you by Company Burger and DraftKings. New users, you can bet $5. Use code BOOT, get 150 in free bets. Liddell, I did that from memory. I'm actually really impressed with that one, with that read. I was actually really impressed with that. So let's pivot it to Zion. And let's talk. We finally get Zion. He's here for the next 6 years, no player option in the last year of his new deal. But now we can finally, like, you know how last year we get in these conversations like, God, what would this team look like with Zion? Well, now we have Zion. What are you expecting from him? You know, he hasn't played in a really long time. Mm-hmm. And I was actually looking at highlights last night. You forget how dominant the dude is. Like, I watched him play against Memphis in a COVID game. He was unstoppable. He was unstoppable.
Yeah. What am I expecting from Zion? Total.
Yeah. What do you expect? Like,
domination,
excitement. Go ahead.
I'm expecting total domination. Like, I'm expecting nothing less than him coming back how he left. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there'll be any fall off. Sure, it's a couple more mouths to feed at this point. You know what I'm saying? But like that, in my opinion, that helps Zion out because everybody, you look at the team, you look at Zion, and everybody says spacing, but there is no such thing as spacing against Zion.
Talk about it. Like, what is that? Like, what does that mean when you say those kind of things? I know what you mean, but go ahead.
Adam was fucking standing right there on both sides of the lane, and he still was able to get past his man, Steven Adams' man, and whoever the hell else wasn't guarding.
Bledsoe.
Yeah, Bledsoe. Like that one is one particular play, and Chris retweeted it the other day where it's literally 5 people in the paint guarding Zion. And he still got a layup because they didn't respect anybody on the perimeter to shoot the ball, right? I think when Zion comes back, Zion is bought in, like AD keeps saying Zion 2.0. He's bought in, like he looks incredible. I feel like he got a chip on his shoulder. He has something to prove. I think that with the addition of CJ and Jonas, it's just going to be easier for him to feast. And then BI's in his bag. BI's is who are you leaving? You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody, you can't cover everybody. You got 2.5 people on Zion. You got 2.5 people on BI. Like, what we doing?
Exactly. And so I wanted to pitch it to Ross, and we'll go Chaz in 5. You know, Ross, we talk about fit. You know, Zion, as Willie Green said in his press yesterday, he fits with anybody because he's that much of a force. You know, we're going to talk about, I mean, Lido just people are going to be standing wide open on the wings and corners, just fixing the basketball and shooting it.
That's what everyone forgets. We did make a lot of those moves last year around what Zion does well. Like, we thought Valanciunas would fit really well with Zion. Like, we didn't know, nobody knew he was hurt. Like, CJ in theory fits great with Zion. I just said to him, like, Trey Murphy shot 45% from 3 after the All-Star break. What the hell do you think he's going to do whenever Zion's commanding 2 guys on a drive? Like, you're going to leave that guy? Like, that guy can shoot. That guy can shoot the shit out of it. Yeah. You got CJ that can shoot. Like, it's a different offense. And we got excited about it last year when I think we all started to see, like, what the future could look like. But it's a totally different animal. And I'm glad Chaz said this earlier because I really expect Trey Murphy to play. I mean, I know everybody's excited about her bring stuff to the table that not many guys in the league can bring in terms of defending the really elite players. And he turned himself into something of a shooter that no one expected. But, like, I expect Trey Murphy to play a lot this year. I really do.
Chaz, go ahead.
You know, man, this is coming from a good place. You know, when I've watched Zion highlights to nauseam, right? At nauseam. The best Zion I saw wasn't the guy, the 27-7-7 guy. It wasn't that guy. The best Zion I saw, the guy who I believed in, was the Zion from the preseason. That 18, 19, that guy I saw before he tore his meniscus, that's the guy I want to see. As soon as Zion walks in the building, I'm saying, oh wait, whoa, get on the scale for me. Get on the scale for me. Cause that's gonna tell me everything I need to know about where we going forward. There's like, I know who you are as a player when healthy, right? My goal is I need you healthy. I just need you healthy for as long as possible. Like it don't matter how great you are if you can't stay healthy. So I think if he's healthy and he's that guy that we saw in that preseason or even the 27 guy, I think the offense is going to be incredible. I think, and if he is in better shape, I think his defense has a lot of room to improve, and that's another thing because we made a point about CJ, Zion, and JV being on the floor together all at once, and it's like the defensive liabilities. But it's like if Zion really buys in on that side of the ball, you're talking about maybe we might even be underselling this team somewhat on that defensive end.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's fair. 0.5. So me and you talk a lot of X's and O's. I love talking offense with you. Stan Van Gundy, when last time Zion played, he was pointing Zion, so on and so forth. And Coach Willie Green said yesterday, he's going to bring up the ball. So is Herbert Jones. So is Brandon. So is CJ, whoever. How do you see Zion's fit? Because he's such an unstoppable force, especially with momentum going. Do you see him handling a lot of the ball? When he's with the first unit, do you see him handling the ball a lot?
Man, I just want Zion to watch a ton of Draymond Green tape. I really do. And not Hall of Fame Draymond Green people, but I want to watch a ton of offensive Draymond tape. And just
are you talking about screening, passing,
all. The way he reads, he anticipates everything. He knows what you're about to do before you do it.
Yep.
And if Zion just takes a little bit of that, I'm talking about a smidget. Zion and B.I. ran a pick and roll.
A pin down into a PNR. It's unstoppable on the left side.
Brother, he split the screen, and they were at the fucking free throw line. Excuse my language. Sorry, son. Here, months. Listen to me. I'm telling you, that is crazy to even fathom. They're at the free throw line. The defense is right there, and he took one dribble and dunked, and he split this. That's crazy. They're like they're playing in the 70s or the 80s. Like they weren't even going past the 3-point line, man.
But Five, when you say Draymond, I love that comparison because we're not talking like I'm not talking about Draymond Green like just the actual
antics. No.
Yes, I'm talking about the screen. Do you realize how many times Curry will give it up and they'll like just give it back and then he goes sets the screen and then Curry gives it back up and then he'll re-screen for Curry just because he's got the IQ and I talked really fast there. I'm just saying if Zion would just set really good screens, just off-ball good screens for shooters like Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, that is a big fucking dude. Like it's hard to get around Zion, and once they free him up, God forbid they go over, they switch it. It's a simple slip and a layup and a dunk. The offense and Ross. I'm gonna come to. This is why I didn't like the Stan Van Gundy offense per se. I felt very strong about it, even when I know they had the ratings and all the other crap. When you get Zion off basketball or setting ball screens it's game over. I know when he has the ball, the defense can kind of suffocate and we can kick it. But Ross, imagine a pin down screen with Brandon and Zion Williamson on the left side. How are you going to stop that? Tell me.
You're not. It's he's magnetic not in the same way that Curry is, but in the way that a defense has to constantly account for him, right? When Curry's off the ball, a defense is reacting totally different. I almost think it's easier to guard him when he actually has the ball. And I think Zion, what he's going to find out this year, now that we've got a whole team that's healthy and other really good players, is I think he's going to find that he's going to be able to get a shitload of easy baskets by just being assertive off the ball, setting some back screen. Like the defense is just going to have to make so many tough decisions, and he's just going to find himself in weird switches with little guards on him in bad spots. Like I think if he just is a little more effective and they're creative about how they use him off the ball, this sounds insane. I think he can even be more efficient than he was.
Which is crazy to talk about in 5. One thing I do love about Willie Green, Jaron Collins, a couple other, they have some Warriors assistants who were very successful with Draymond Green. So, Liddell, go ahead.
I just want to say this. Zion and B.I. have a really unique opportunity coming up this season. Either one of them could be all NBA or MVP. Mm-hmm. It is possible. I'm going to say that early, but it's, I'm saying he knows. Bro, I'm telling you, it's a possibility.
I like that. Okay, so Lito, this is an interesting question from Terry. What are the Pelicans to do about Hack Zion? Before I get to you, Zion actually is I think a lifetime of 75+ free throw shooter. So that's not even a thing. But that's why let's talk about that next step, right? Like we all know, Zion Williamson is unstoppable around the rim. His second jump is incredible. His touch is incredible. Can he develop the 15-footer? Can he hit an occasional 3 from the corner? Can he do those kind of things? We'll go to Chaz, Ross, then 5. You'll close us out. But can Zion get that thing? Because guess what? You get Zion in a pick and pop, and he's hitting that 15-footer or that 3 ball, it's over for the entire league. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm saying what I'm saying is if Zion develops a 15-footer to a 3 ball,
I'm with you. I absolutely think. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think Zion will have a problem shooting any of those things. I don't think that Zion. I think Zion is equipped to do that now if he chose to do so. But I feel like Ross was saying the magnet that is Zion. Zion's like the moon, right? Like in the weight, the gravitational pull, the waves pulling him and shit. That's how this thing works, man. I don't think Zion is, he came out the gate. What he made? What, 4 threes?
For the Spurs, I think it was 5.
Oh,
he made 4.
I don't think shooting is a problem. He has a set shot, but I don't think like that is it's a good. He has a nice form with it.
Lido, he lit up the I was watching March Madness highlights when Duke was in March Madness. He shot the shit out the basketball.
I don't think Zion. I think that part of his game is just is not as pronounced as what we know him for, right? Like he's quick, he's strong, he gets to the rim. I think that's his game. So that's what he feels comfortable doing. But I think if he put his mind to it to make these shots, to attempt to get to shoot a floater, to shoot a 15-footer, I think it's cash.
Chaz, a floater? Oh my, sorry, Ross, I'll go Chaz first. Could you imagine a Zion floater?
I think that would be crazy. The only thing I will say though, I gotta say with Zion, I'll say the same thing for Trey, but for a different reason. Zion already does one thing so well. I want him to just focus on doing that one thing well. Like you improve it because Zion got a sloppy handle. B.I. got a sloppy handle too. I want Zion to focus on handling the ball and shooting free throws. If you can make a nice, pop, turnaround jumper, floater, awesome. But I don't want him to be like Patrick Ewing. You remember how Patrick Ewing used to be in the post and he'll fucking kill you in the post? But as soon as he got a mid-range jumper, he stopped posting people up as much. He's like, why would I do that? I could just shoot this mid-range jumper. Zion settling for jump shots, not settling, but if it becomes too much of his part of his arsenal, I think you're going to see like the free throw rates go down a little bit for a team that already doesn't draw a lot of free throws. I really want him to focus on that dribble, him and B.I. because everybody already knows what Zion is going to do. And his only little move he got is he got this nasty spin move he does. Where I don't even know if the move works. It just moves people out of the way and he gets the way he needs to get. But imagine if he had just a little dribble package, being that big, that strong, that fast, he would be kind of like Giannis. Just be Giannis. Giannis is a good stopping point. Just be Giannis.
Ross, go ahead.
He just beat me to it. I get real apprehensive about the whole like wanting Zion to develop a jump shot or a 3-point shot. I just
Wow.
They're
Wow.
gonna
I'm
give
shocked that y'all are
if-
saying this.
I'm
I'm
with
shocked.
And here's why. And I'm gonna tell you, it's the same thing. It's the same thing I've seen it with Giannis. It's the same thing you saw even peak Westbrook. Those guys, you got two. You're gonna sag off me, okay? I'm sitting there 16, 17 feet. That defender is gonna sag off me because they're scared. They get too close and it's a blow by dunk. Well, why do him a favor? Okay, Zion is not a shooter. He will never be a shooter. Accept that. He's not. But what he does, and if you go watch Giannis and go watch peak Westbrook, you're going to give me a head start? Are you kidding? You're going to give me a 3-step drive straight at your shoulder? That's even worse because that's an and one. You can't. Those guys, you're doing. You will be doing the defenders a favor by letting him take a bunch of 16, 18 footers.
Watch that.
I want
Kings
that
game.
dude going. I want him going downhill as much as possible. And you know what? It's the same thing with Giannis. He's going to pick up some offensive fouls and deal with it. I still want him going downhill. I still want him just barreling into people. I still want him getting in the paint. He's going to shoot 10 free throws a night. He's going to get everybody in foul trouble. He's going to kick. The defense has to collapse. Those guys are at their best doing what they're the very tip top of the iceberg of driving the basketball and finishing around the rim. Focus on that. Make your free throws. If he can get a little better, a counter off of that spin move or something, that's great. I don't want him taking any threes.
Well, I guess I'll just go fuck myself. Go ahead, Chaz. There you go.
Last point I was about to say, when you watch that Kings game, when Zion dipped his shoulder, and Holmes is a big dude. When he dipped his shoulder into Holmes and Holmes flew back like this, just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. And occasional three is cool, but just keep doing that.
I agree with that. I think first of all, he sent Holmes' ass to the upside down. And like y'all said, he definitely if he's taking that, you called it a settle. It is a settle.
I mean, listen, y'all are making good points. I kind of retract my statement. I see what y'all are saying. I mean, obviously you want to also be able to be a shooter. 5 though, we talk about Zion being an unstoppable force, and we talk about the shooting and all that stuff. But one thing that I've been watching a lot more Zion film just to remind myself, he is a really good passer, and he's also unselfish, which is very rare for a guy that can score the ball that easily. Do you think Zion? I mean, obviously, he's got more shooters this year. He's got better talent. Do you think he can average 6 to 7 assists a game?
Yeah, if they make shots, he's gonna.
Sure.
That's really what it boils down to. Hell, Devontae Graham got drunk thinking about all the wide open shots he was gonna take. Dang, I was sitting on that for a minute and it came out at the right time too, right? It came out at the right time. Man. But that's what I'm saying. You gotta be able to just make those shots. That's all we need. Just cats to make shots, make open shots. If they make open shots, we're not even talking, bro. Like I said before, the Celtics had 3 games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
3 games where they made 20 plus threes. How many times did we make 20 plus threes this season? Once. It was just once. That's the difference. We just need shooters that can just make shots. Stop being dead, people. These are jokes. We're talking about the team. How can we just skip that? I hope my dog okay. I hope he didn't hurt anybody. But I gotta talk about it too. Everybody gotta get everybody.
I'm with you, 5. That's a really good. You actually make really good points. But all right, let's wrap it up. We'll go Lido, Ross, Chaz, and then 5 will get us out. Lido, honestly, I had a question yesterday. I said, give me your record prediction. How many wins, if this team stays healthy and roster as is, how many wins do you think this team is worth?
As presently constructed?
Right.
I'm gonna say 48.
That's fair. Chaz?
45.
Ross?
Yeah, I was going to say 48. I think that's the number.
5?
Y'all whack, man. 52. What's up?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 50. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm going to go back and make a graphic of this. I'm going to say this. I'm gonna go 50. We're gonna get out of here. So Chris Connor Spaces is starting at 9:00. I know a lot of dramas going on Twitter, so make sure y'all pull up. Once again, this is sponsored by DraftKings and Company Burger. Chaz, can't thank you enough for the late minute slide in. You were clutch for us. Of course, forgot about the podcast. Liddell 5. Always a pleasure. We are going to be in Vegas. I'm gonna be there Monday. We're gonna be there Tuesday. We're gonna cover that. We're gonna do Summer League. We're gonna do all that stuff. So a lot of content coming to y'all. Schmidt Duo obviously has a lot of content coming. We got Spaces starting in about 9 minutes. Once again, if you are watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. We got a lot of stuff. Lido has his own podcast. 5 kind of has his own podcast. Ross shows up late to podcast. That's okay. Chaz is in. Just Chaz, you're always welcome on. And then Chris Connor is also going to be launching a new podcast, which we're really excited to have. So we're out of here. Hope to see y'all in the Spaces. Y'all take care. Go Pels. See y'all this weekend.